I didn't have a guitar player, drummer, bass player. So if you don't have any of those, you have to go with karaoke.
A few months ago, Richard Goodall boarded his first journey to Hollywood, California, in order to audition for America's Got Talent. He is now getting ready to take the stage for a $1 million grand prize. His path has emotionally touched the Terry Oate community, inspiring and igniting enthusiasm in seeing one of their own reach such heights. But most people ignore a sinister fact about his nature. Although Richard Goodall's amazing performance of Journey's Don't Stop Believin' won many people over, his story goes far beyond what you see on television. Richard started out not as a famous singer, originally a janitor in a small town. His road to viral popularity is full of surprising turns seldom seen on America's Got Talent. Let's examine his amazing story to discover how he proved that dreams may materialize at any point in life. During season 19, Richard Goodall, an ordinary junior from Terry Oate, Indiana, achieved what every America's Got Talent competitor hopes for. He got the much sought-after golden buzzer. His golden buzzer moment was just amazing, inspirational, and wonderful. But you may be surprised by the deeper, emotional story underlying his success. Let's first consider his early life and the challenges he faced to become well-known before we get into the details. Still, most people are not aware of this awful side of his personality. Apart from his great voice, what is happening with Richard? Keep checking to learn more. Early days. Born and raised in a small Indiana, USA hamlet, Richard Goodall grew up surrounded by friends and family who, while not always able to meet everything he yearned for, gave him relentless support. Richard developed his talent after discovering his love of music at a very early age. His closest buddy was his Radio Shack radio. Often locking himself in his bedroom, he would fantasize about a future looked out of reach while humming along to his favorite tunes. Richard developed his vocals by singing in the chorus throughout high school. A growing love of music drove him to join an adult gospel chorus. He spent 8 years singing with this choir until the pandemic of the coronavirus drove it to dissolve. A strong desire to change the lives of other people drove Richard's love of music. Being a simple man, Richard was not bothered by fancy things. He meant to fulfill his dreams. But as he got older, his creative aspirations were subordinated to his money needs and daily responsibilities. To sustain himself, especially since going to college was not a possibility, he needed steady employment. Uncertain about his future, he found work as a janitor at Chauncey Rose Middle School. Though it wasn't the most glitzy career, it provided consistency. Richard enjoyed his job and put great effort into making ordinary events unforgettable for teachers and students. For 23 years, Richard Goodall worked at Chauncey Rose Middle School collecting trash, sweeping flooring, and wiping tables. He made a great effort to provide a safe and clean environment for teachers as well as students. Richard never gave up on his dream of becoming a musician. Even with his minimum job, he would sing loudly, filling the hallways with his beautiful voice while cleaning. Not 3 streets from my house, Chauncey Rose Middle School hired me as a janitor. His singing was not dismissed. His voice astounded teachers and students, who then praised his ability. They encouraged him to share his gift outside of Indiana, therefore boosting his confidence and driving his ambition to follow his dreams. Richard enjoyed singing. For a few minutes at least, it was his method of making people smile and forget about their troubles. He said simply that people should smile, have fun, and forget their worries for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That is, whatever the length of the music. Richard grabbed every chance to inspire others with his music, having sung Lee Greenwood's God Bless the USA at several events, including Veterans Day. He became well known at the school as the singing janitor. His voice gave young vocalists hope for a brighter future and motivation. Among the pupils, he was sometimes referred to as Mr. Richard. Richard saw his employment as a janitor as a chance to impart to students useful life skills, whereas others could have seen it as useless or meaningless. Though he was not a teacher, he reasoned he could teach them respect and manners. Richard's enthusiasm for his music and work revealed his will to serve and achieve. Apart from his job in cleaning, Richard belonged to the vibrant local band Manipause in Terre Haute, Indiana. Richard enjoyed playing with them in his free time as it helped him to relax and forget about his troubles. They performed on the streets and at local bars. As Richard got older, his love of music remained strong even if his issues pulled him into other spheres, unaware that his excitement and diligence would soon take him from the little corridors of Chauncey Rose Middle School to a stage that would irrevocably change his life. He stayed determined. The Got Talent of America. After his students pushed him, Richard decided to submit for America's Got Talent. First launched in 2006, America's Got Talent is a well-known reality TV talent contest. Simon Cowell developed the program, which presents, performed by people or groups of different ages, a broad spectrum of talents including singing, dancing, magic, comedy, and more. The process begins with aspirants competing in front of a panel of celebrity judges and a live audience during auditions spread across many sites throughout the United States. Industry experts. These judges assess the performances and choose which ones go further, to send a competitor directly to the live shows, therefore avoiding the rest of the audition process. Each judge has a golden buzzer they may use once, usually dramatic. This moment shows a great support of the competitor's skills. Following the audition process, the show moves to live events when rivals compete in front of an audience and viewers cast votes for their preferred choices. Acts are removed according to public votes and judge views, therefore guiding the competition from the semi-final to the ultimate championship. Usually with a $1 million prize, the AGT winner may also be offered the opportunity to lead a performance in Las Vegas or make appearances at other well-known events. The event is remembered for its dramatic moments, unusual skill, and a chance for performers to become well-known nationally. Though unsure he was ready, he decided to try one more. He tried out for The Voice and America's Got in 2009, but both failed, which made him doubt his own talents. Richard was motivated by his students' encouragement, even if he had earlier disappointments. They encouraged him to attempt once again because they thought in him. Knowing he possessed the required talents, he kept his expectations low even if he was hopeful. Hence, he was still reluctant. You know, I'm just me, fulfilling a long-held dream. Richard finds himself on the storied AGT stage in 2024. Simon Cowell, Sofia Vergara, Heidi Klum, and Howie Mandel appeared before the judges. He had anxiety when he stepped onto the stage for the first time. Appearing in front of the judges and a live audience was frightening because this was just one chance for him to present his gift to the planet. Richard tried to seem calm, but his concerns were clear. Simon Cowell exhorted him, "Shake off those nerves. Richard, we are here. We are rooting for you." And the crowd yelled him on, and he relaxed. He inhaled deeply and began playing his signature tune, Don't Stop Believing. What followed was amazing. Richard's delivery of the song's opening words quickly replaced the judges' and audience's misgivings with enthusiasm. Richard felt recognized and safe as Simon Cowell nodded in satisfaction. Heidi Klum applauded previously, and Howie Mandel smirked. The audience reacted with yells, cheers, and a standing ovation, creating an exciting setting that would help to define Richard's performance. The passion in the room motivated Richard to start believing in himself even more. As he came to an end singing, the audience went crazy. Hearing the judges' comment, Richard started to cry in delight. Richard felt much valued when Simon Cowell told him, "You are my hero because that was special, genuinely special, and I think America will love you." Judge Howie Mandel said you enhanced the performance, which greatly raised Richard's spirits. My dream is you, given its unique nature, I think. Still to come, however, came the biggest surprise. Heidi Klum praised Richard's performance as the audience waited in anticipation, saying, "You blew me away, and now this is what I'm going to do for you because I love you." She then struck the golden bell, showering Richard in golden confetti and pushing him front and center. "I love you, hence I am going to do this for you." The incident had a profound effect on Richard, and as he spoke to the thundering crowd, tears filled his eyes. "I have never flown aboard a jet. I had no intention of visiting California." He remarked, "That is truly a dream come true." Overwhelmed with thanks, Richard called his fiancée, Angie, to share the great news. She seemed pleased, but it was obvious she was not surprised his exceptional voice had earned him the golden buzzer. Unfortunately, She cannot rejoice personally with him because of financial constraints. His story, which was about helping someone follow their passion, affected readers. We are dragging for him. Richard reminds everyone of his lowly origins, even if he is becoming more and more famous. He remains grounded, but many people overlook a hidden side to him. Warmly speaking at the celebration were WTW anchor Donna Winklepleck, Vigo County School Corporation Superintendent Chris Himsells, and Terry Oate Mayor Braden Sackman. Among the highlights was a special present from Mullins Dressing, which gave Richard a lifetime supply of their goods. Mullins owner Penny Shaw shared her personal connection to Richard's story. To heighten the thrills, country musician Walker Hayes, who just performed with Richard at the mill, came to the occasion sporting a gleaming new car. The car that Hayes gave Richard startled him and sent him in floods of delight. Richard writes Terry Oate his greetings and sincere thanks as he gets ready for the live events of America's Got Talent. His story shows the need for community support and the strength of dreams. But a troubling aspect of his character has gone virtually unnoticed. The heartbreaking moment went viral right after and found its way to YouTube. Many of Richard's students grabbed the chance to express their support. Hearing him sing in the hallways was my favorite part about school. One student stated, "I can't put into words how lucky I am to be one of the kids who always tells him how amazing his voice is." Richard, "Really, you are a hero," said another parent. "He's the janitor at my twin school, West Vigo." Last night, they were crying happy tears for Mr. Richard with friends. Like the entire Vigo County community, I was right there with them. We really are happy for him. It cannot have occurred to a more humble and kind man. He so deserves it so severely. America will learn what Terry Oate and I have known for 2 decades, and that excites me. Mr. Richard, let us leave. Given the situation of the world today, seeing everyone support him was a highlight of my day. One could clearly sense the general attitude. Richard not only got the golden buzzer, but also had a big influence on many others. His performance showed how incredible ability may come from the most unusual places. His take on the song went beyond mere performance. It was a message of perseverance and hope, urging everyone to keep believing in their dreams in the face of obstacles. Richard visited the producers personally behind the performance for a confidential conversation. "I was that kid up in my bedroom with the Radio Shack stereo," he said. "Thinking back on his early years, my preferred thing was to sit up and listen to my music, which I would cry out. Though the response was mostly positive, not everyone is impressive. I know a lot of people love Richard on Reddit because his voice is good and he doesn't have a sob story," one Reddit user said. "I do not know. But his voice just wasn't to my taste. It's ridiculous. Hence, I want every sob story to earn golden buzzers instead. Although not as much as you would have expected." Richard's voice disappointed me a touch. For a guy in his mid-50s, you might call it exceptional. Let us see, nevertheless, his performance in the semis. Given that fame usually involves both good and negative remarks, this type of criticism is not shocking. After his appearance on America's Got Talent, Richard's appeal shot through the roof, and he was overwhelmed by the response. Richard informed WTW-TV that he is unable to answer all of the letters that have received since the program aired. Despite the great support shown thus, thousands of hundreds abound. Tom Greenberg, his bandmate, found the outcome not startling. He said, "I knew it was coming. Richard deserves it. He's very amazing. When you put him on a travel tune, he's absolutely the best. He's the perfect trip singer." America's Got Talent also said they will cover Richard's travel expenses to the competition. Richard struggled to pay for housing, plane tickets, and other expenses as a low-paying janitor. Reports surfaced even suggesting Richard will perform with his band at the event's finale. Here the story veers in an interesting direction. Terry Oate. Indiana native Chris Burson started a GoFundMe campaign for Richard. "Let's support Terry Oate, Indiana's AGT Golden Buzzer winner," he said. Richard Goodall traveled to his first event alone. He will return for 10 days in August to fight at the next level. Your donation will enable him to enjoy a worry-free financial experience, including helping with family expenses and any other needs he may have. His travel and accommodation expenses are paid. Other expenses, such as support group fees, are not. You just go about your usual business till then whatever you did meant something to someone. The people reacted rather remarkably. Beginning on May 30th, 2024, the campaign surpassed its $19,000 goal on July 19th, 2024. The flood of support shows Richard's influence on people's lives. This great help let Richard focus on his accomplishments free from financial constraints. Richard was humble and grounded even if he was lately successful. How could I possibly start to be a diva? He queries. I lack. That is not to happen. I am not a refined person. Neither will I ever be nor have been. I am just like any other regular individual. Now, with over 19 million views on YouTube, Richard's performance video is the most viewed video on America's Got Talent for the season. Although the presentation highlighted Richard's extraordinary ability, it hardly touched his inspiring story. Nothing of Richard Goodall's route was shared by America's Got Talent. The story of persistence, resiliency, and never giving up that Richard Goodall's ascent to notoriety tells is striking. Richard was committed to follow his dreams even as he grew older. He auditioned for America's Got Talent driven by his lifetime love of music. AGT seemed like the perfect chance as he had always wanted to let more people hear his voice. Right. You have been singing for a long time. One uses the term catapult. Richard dared in 2009 by trying out America's Got Talent. He was eager and prepared to show off his musical skills. But his dreams were dashed when he could not beyond Chicago's first round. Richard found great difficulty from this loss, which made him melancholy. He had the bravery to remind himself that every setback might be a gift in disguise, even with loss. Still determined, Richard chose to follow yet another well-known show, The Voice. In expecting a better outcome, he sent a video of himself playing the venerable hymn, Don't Stop Believing. Sadly, he received yet another letdown email from the show's planners. They advised him to continue practicing and try again next season, even if he did not go on to the next round. This second rejection really knocked Richard down. Though he received a lot of responses on social media, he was shocked and felt unfit to be on the show. The discrepancy between the program's rejection and the online adoration made him question his own talents. Richard was in a gloomy period of self-doubt and disappointment. He turned to social media to express his discontent. Wrote, "Just so everyone knows, I'm worthy of the voice. But I'll try for AGT. But common people do not live on this planet. Thank you everyone for your support. Richard Goodall." His followers quickly came together to send supporting letters. One admirer said, "It is not that you are not good enough. They simply look at you as if you are not the young, classic ideal they need. Bullshit, you sing well. Biggest mistake the voice ever made." Another comment said, "You're great." Richard stayed positive in the face of these defeats. He remained dedicated to reaching and constantly reminding himself of his expertise. The constant support of the children in Richard's classroom helped him to become hopeful once again. Finally ready to present his gift to the world, his dedication and hard work brought him to the stage of America's Got Gift. The astonishing ascent to viral fame of Richard Goodall demonstrated the force of actual talent and loyalty. Richard was asked to sing a song at Davis Park Elementary School's 2022 talent show honoring fifth graders' graduation. He usually would do Lee Greenwood's God Bless the USA, but this time he chose Journey's hit song Don't Stop Believing. His performance matched his desire to inspire youngsters to keep believing in their dreams. Richard arrived on stage wearing jeans, shoes, and a ball cap and sporting a set of large keys hanging from his belt. It was amazing when he began to sing Don't Stop Believin' because his golden and powerful voice filled the room. Though they lacked understanding of the intricacies of the performance, the youngsters had a fantastic time flinging their arms and dancing along. Clearly delighted were the grown-ups in the audience. One even yelled, "Oh God," in shock at the song's introduction. Richard's performance really spoke to Mariah Dennehy, who works with a child with special needs. She decided to record it and later posted the video on TikHub. The video went viral quickly, more than 100,000 views the next day and more than 1 million by the end of the week. Finding this amazing voice from a janitor they had never known before amazed and delighted people. The unusual attentiveness startled Richard. "I never have seen a response like this," he admitted, not sure what to make of it all. Though he regularly uploaded on TikHub, this one performance placed him on the map. Richard's online appeal gave him additional opportunities far beyond his reach. Notable artists, including Steve Perry, the former Journey lead singer and co-writer of Don't Stop Believin', took notice of his performance. Simply stating, "I love this." Perry tweeted his compliments for Richard on June 29, 2022. This support from such a well-known figure confirmed Richard's exceptional talent and raised his fresh profile. Steve Perry, the legendary former Journey lead singer, not only valued Richard Goodall's performance, but also wrote a moving remark on TikHub, effectively changing his trajectory of ascension to fame. A long admirer of Perry, Richard was really moved by his admission. "Sir, I love your music," he said, thanking Perry. "Thank you for your comments. For me, this entails much. You are appreciated." Given Richard's esteem of the great artist, this chat was not only a validation of his talent, but also a dream come true for him. Richard's video was uploaded to the official Journey TikHub, which helped him to become suddenly popular. A video featuring well-known comic and America's Got Talent judge Howie Mandel stunned Richard. For Richard, Mandel's passionate answer, "Richard should be on AGT," changed everything. First reluctant, Richard assumed it was a prank from a fake account, but he was excited when he verified its validity. It seemed like a dream come true, an affirmation of his abilities and diligence. "I remain myself. Right now I am at West Beagle Middle School." And how? You know? Do you align your brain with that? It means that anybody. Unexpectedly, Richard was asked to perform on August 27, 2022, with American Idol competitor Rudy Cardenas. For Richard, who instantly shared the specifics, including the time and place of the event with his fans, this opportunity was a major turning point. Cardenas asked Richard to go front stage because he was so happy with his viral performance. Richard thought of playing with a well-known artist like Cardenas as the height of his career, and the experience was really lovely. The performance created an amazing event that thrilled the audience and strengthened Richard's belief in the power of dreams. Later on, Richard subsequently expressed appreciation and happiness in an Instagram video of their performance. "An absolutely awesome day," his caption said. "Thank you to the Drake family for organizing this, Jeff Gindhard and Chelsea, for filming me and serving as my brother from another mother, and the whole Mill staff as well. In the audience were my Terry Oate friends and the fantastic band. I want more to arrive. You still find great enjoyment on the road. Angela and Richard." Menopause, Richard's band, felt the effects of his unexpected popularity. For the band, receiving invites to perform at neighborhood taverns presented a novel and fascinating possibility. Richard's viral success not only improved his own career, but also attracted new attention and opportunities for his band. Proving how goals and diligence may open unanticipated paths, the climb to fame of Richard Goodall had a major impact on his life and work. The band Menopause found itself totally booked right away, with people flocking to witness Richard's amazing vocals and captivating stage look given the fast rise in popularity. Richard kept his Instagram fans updated, clearly enthusiastic. "And just like that," he remarked, "we're booked every weekend in July. I appreciate the amazing hard work of the Broken Rock Band as well as the band management's efforts in arranging the engagement. Archie's Sports Bar will see you Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss a message, please. My head first, then anything. Round my head. All is about singing and making people happy as they forget about their problems." Originally published on TikHub by Mariah Dennehy, Richard's performance became viral and attracted over 10 million views. When Richard showed up on news outlets like ABC News, clearly expressing his genuine gratitude, he quietly embraced his newly acquired celebrity while staying faithful to himself. "Though I remain the same person I have always been. It's humbling and fun. You understand? I'm just myself." His simple approach and capacity to remain anchored in the face of growing fame exposed much about his nature. Richard spoke in interviews about his experience and the support Steve Perry provided. Recalling his events, he felt emotional and said, "I was almost in tears because this is the music I grew up with. The artists I listened to. I have no official training. I surrounded my bedroom with speakers while a youngster turned on the radio and simply sang along. Richard also discussed his desire to inspire his children to never give up on themselves and to follow their dreams, hence guiding his choice to perform the Journey Classic. His story showed his great will and loyalty to help others around him to flourish. As he got ready for America's Got Talent live events in Hollywood at a charming send-off ceremony sponsored by WTWU, Richard Goodall was given a succession of astonishing and amazing presents. Richard Goodall just went to Hollywood, California, to audition for America's Got Talent. Once the golden buzzer came in, country music star Walker Hayes paid a surprise visit to the Vigo County Fairgrounds to show Goodall a brand new Buick, graciously donated by Fuson Automotive. Having experienced the same kindness earlier in his career, Hayes wanted to share it. "Someone gave me a car when I was in a difficult situation starting my career," Hayes said. "We decided we would find a way to give this guy a car." Goodall strained to find words, adding, "I'm out of words. I am not often speechless." The gesture clearly touched her. Local favorite Mullins Dressing helped out with a special gift, a lifetime supply of their famous dressings. Mullins Dressing's owner Penny Shaw said he loved Mullins for one reason alone. "We would want to go with him on his journey. It is very fascinating, attracting a large gathering of community people, all of whom came to show their support for the singing janitor who has captured the hearts of the nation." The event brought. The outpouring of support revealed the great love and respect the community has for Goodall as he sets off on the next stage of his path. Personal life. Richard experienced personal difficulties that hampered his search even with his zeal and successes. Richard was formerly married to committed lady Patricia Sue, who helped him for 30 years. Patricia often showed her unwavering support by telling friends and relatives about Richard's Facebook performances, their shared memories and celebrations of significant holidays like Valentine's Day and Christmas show how love and respect permeated their relationship. Patricia's dedication to Richard, in spite of his demanding janitorial duties, proved the strength of their bond. Until disaster struck in 2021, Richard's lengthy relationship was a cornerstone of his life until a difficult chapter in his personal life would rock the fundamental basis of his existence. When Richard Goodall's 30-year loving wife, Patricia, was diagnosed with cancer, his life took a terrible turn. She suffered much even though they tried to fight the disease as it spread rapidly. At 74 years old, Patricia passed sadly on June 21, 2021. Richard fought considerably with the passing of his life friend. His grief was quite great. He said in a sad Instagram post on the day she died, "I'm so sorry. I did my best. But my best wasn't good enough." Cancer is like being struck in the gut, falling to the ground, then pushed to get back up and begin over. Richard found fortitude and resilience even with the terrible loss. He would have started a fresh chapter in his life by 2022, rekindling love with Angie. With the caption, "Fun night with my Lane," he uploaded a smiling picture of the couple having a night out at Taco Tequila's on August 25th. The picture captures their relationship and suggests Richard's newly found happiness. Richard's story is one of astonishing perseverance and growth. From the grief of losing Patricia to finding love and becoming well-known, his narrative shows his bravery and ability to find enjoyment in the middle of trying events. His performances and personal growth still thrill and captivate us, making us want to see what this extraordinary individual has ahead. Should you find the material on our YouTube channel appealing, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next fascinating films.